Welcome back. So here are the British champions. They finished in 11th place in the European Championships. A little disappointing after 6 last year, so looking for some redemption here. Stacey Kemp and David King. Start, double twist. Spot on with the double flips. They land the triple loop. So a very good start for Kemp and King.
Yeah, amazing elevation on that. She was a little high with a free leg. Cleanly landed. Generated on the second part of that combination spin, not easy. It was good.
It's losing the synchronization and rotation on those side-by-sides.
He's a little late into the flying camel position.
Again.
Great control on the lift.
Pretty good. Pity that they lost the synchronization in the spins, but there was plenty else to admire. Went for the double flip early on, which perhaps wasn't as ambitious as we might have hoped, but landed it fine. Throw triple loop was great. Overall, a good performance.
Yeah, certainly was, and they know they've got to get the side-by-side jumps technically more difficult. Double flip doesn't have a great tariff, but the important thing is to not make any mistakes here in this short program, and on the whole they didn't. Just a little rocky on the combination spin, but apart from that it was a good performance.
And you'll recognize him, Mariusz Siudek, who of course skated to great success with his wife Dorota.
Well, here's a look at that loop back outside edge, and you can see her free leg's a little high on that, but a beautiful landing, really hung on to that back outside edge. And again on the turn after that, see how her skate slipped away. Not sure if she caught a rut or whether the ice is a little hard and it's hard for the skaters to get the grip. That can often be the case because in hockey arenas, the ice hockey like to have the ice a little harder than the figure skaters. But it is warm in the arena, so it should be good. This was exceptional, great control shown by David there through the lift. Stopping the rotation, putting it down with one hand.
Harris, who was a bronze medalist in the World Championships some 9 years ago.
Hey Axel, different Axel, hey Liz, Gus, Irene, Mom, Dad, hope you're watching.
These two train in Torun, just north of Warsaw, with Marius and Dorota. And it looks like they forged a very good partnership. Plenty of positive thoughts and reflected out on the ice. So where they're going to be. 15th last year, they moved up a couple of spots from the year before in Tokyo.
What a top 10 finish would be great to try and get two teams in for Olympics. Not sure they've done enough with that. But,
their short program scores, please.
Remember, seeded the top skaters will come later, and that's not bad. 47.74. Good technical score, and it's third place. They should be pretty happy with that. Next to go, the couple from Canada, finished in third place in Canadian Nationals. First World Championships for them. Fourth in Skate Canada this year, fifth in the Cup of China, and any scores approaching 55.16 will take them into the lead. So let's see what they can produce here. BRODEUR and John MATTATALL from Quebec in Canada. Yeah, very good. Triple toe loop.
Absolutely superb timing into that.
So triple twist. And a throw triple loop. This is excellent. What a shame. It's thrown them a bit, not surprisingly.
When you lose the momentum in a spin, it's almost impossible to get back in. Can't change feet again.
That's going to cost them big time in the technical mark.
Great deep pivot position from John.
They recovered well, and it was a super beginning. Then the mistake on the combination spin. May well have seen live what exactly happened. Was there another rut, or it was just a common mistake? It is such a shame because it spoilt what was a super routine.
Yeah, the worst place for something like that to happen because you cannot recover. It's just so difficult. And again, it looked as though she just lost grip on the ice. Really got question marks over the quality of the ice here in the arena. Be interesting to see that again.
Well, the judges won't sympathise. They have to judge from what they saw, and they saw an element hardly begun, yet alone completed.
But what about the start?
Yeah, well,
technically, those triple toes were absolute crackers. He skated a blinder, to be honest, and must be thrilled with that. So here's a look at the triple toes at the beginning. I love the way they set these up. They do them from a drop 3, left forward outside 3. Really check the position here. That's perfect. No movement with the left side at all. And it just gives you so much control on the landing. Really, really good.
It's going so well.
And again here, their setup for the elements is second to none. There's that loop back outside edge. She's so quick into the rotational position. Doesn't get an awful lot of lift on that, but it doesn't matter because she's so quick.
There was so much technically before the mistake. Here we are.
Into the broken leg position. Now, was this it on the change? Oh, she just put a toe rake in. Whoa, dear me. What a shame.
The balance was all wrong after that, and of course they paused, rethought, regrouped. But there was so much technical content before that that the marks aren't going to be bad at all.
Everyone at home wants to see that big smile. Not mine.
Yes, trying to get the big smile, but part of them still remembering what happened.
Hey, they've got to put it behind them because on the whole it was a very, very good performance.
Same deal, all the coaches.
Your first World Championships.
Yeah.
The scores, please, for Martin.
She was kicking herself. I should have done that spin time and time again.
Their show program scores, please.
Personal best of 55.18. Just 1 for the deduction. It's not bad at all. It's nowhere near what it might have been, and it's still the Americans who lead. The Canadian slot into second place. It should have been better than that.
Also representing Canada.
So, another Canadian pair now, who finished in second place, just above Brodeur and MATTATALL in Nationals. And they have form here at World Championships, 6th place last year together. They've competed with other partners, but we should see new leaders here. If not, something amiss will have occurred. Meagan DUHAMEL, Craig BUNTIN from Montreal in Canada. Solid start. Double twist. Now the side-by-side jumps. Good too. Triple toe loops as their predecessors.
Fabulous speed throughout the lift.
Really good synchronization too.
That was a difficult spin as well, changing edge, keeping really, really low through the change.
Super. No triple lutz. And that is quite fabulous. We're going to have new leaders now, and it's going to take good performances to knock them down. New standard. He got to number 5 in the world with Valery Marcoux a few years ago, and now a partner here that is going to threaten those in the last couple of groups.
Meagan and Craig BUNTIN.
Canada with Jessica DUBE and Bryce Davison still to go. That's their main hope, but these two will be in the shake-up.
They certainly will. That really was a great performance from these two. Strong, fast, and a real air of confidence right from the off. You can see what it means to Meagan. Absolutely thrilled with the performance, as are the team on the side. Beaming smiles. Well, they kept it together throughout. Here's the setup for the side-by-side triple toes. Interesting going into that. He's on a back outside edge before the drop 3, but no problems at all. They maintained speed. Fabulous running edge coming out of that as well. Loved the choreography of the program. There was a good flow through it from start to finish. Difficult entry into the lift from the spread eagle there from Craig. And he really did keep the speed going. See Mohawk turns through there, trying to stay off the toe rake, working the skates all the time.
And she's got clean boots, which I know is a thing of yours.
It
you were
is.
telling us yesterday, and I can tell you why. Because apparently he cleaned them yesterday because he said she was too lazy to do it. He must have heard you.
Good thing too. At least somebody's listening. What about that throw? And this one of the best death spirals that we've seen so far. Look how low she's got. That is difficult on the forward inside death spiral.
That is a fabulous slow-mo. Look at the ice on her hair.
It's the same colour as yours.
For different reasons. Thanks. They're going to be leading. The big question is by how much?
And for how long?
Yeah. They want to get well clear. 62 would get them in the lead by what, well, nearly 7 points. That's their personal best. They should be looking for that or better. It's not enough to lead. They want to lead by some way. It's not bad. I would have thought it might have been worth a bit more than that. They're pretty happy with it. 61-28. It's the lead for these two, and very well deserved too. Meagan DUHAMEL, Craig BUNTIN take Canada into top spot at the moment. In
Representing the United States.
now, Americans have done well here. Denny and Barrett in second place. The Canadians then knock them off that perch. top spot. Can these two regain it? Kiona McLaughlin, just 16 years of age, and 22-year-old Rodney Brubaker from Colorado Springs. Really good year for them. First year in seniors, and have they taken to it? Second in Skate America, third in Skate Canada.
Combination spin to start. Oh, this is good.
Crowd immediately responding to it. Oh, what a pity. She goes on the throw triple Salchow. It's so sharp. No triple loop. Not sure if the hand touched the ground.
I think it was okay. It was a little late with a knee bend, which made it look uncomfortable, but hang on.
Super routine. Flawed, yes, but some of it was dazzling. I love the beginning. It's a shame she couldn't hold the jump. But have they got enough class to see them into the lead? It may well be the case.
Was certainly very, very good for 7 of the 8 elements, and I think without a doubt the best spins that we've seen so far. Timing on the spins was good, the speed on that combination spin right at the beginning, very, very good indeed. But what a shame that she went down on the triple Salchow. Just didn't seem to get enough elevation to me. She's got personality to burn out there though. You can't take your eyes off her, can you?
You can't.
Fabulous position on this. She really is so strong, and he works hard through this.
That's why it was such a shock when she did fall.
Yeah, there was no hesitation going into the jump at all. It'd be interesting to take a look at that again. Hope we get a chance to see it. Here we go. Sets up left forward outside, 3 turn back inside edge. Watch the right leg go. Oh, didn't go up. Made the rotation. That's important, but she's going to get a 1-point deduction straight away for that fall.
She's grown a lot in the last 12 months, and obviously that doesn't help.
Absolutely, it can really affect your timing. And you can see the height difference between these two, not very much at all.
That hand just about stayed off, I think. Remember, it's the Canadians who lead at the moment. Can the Americans leapfrog over them? Judge is taking quite a bit of time to work this out.
And they've got a chance to look at the elements again if they so wish. And these two have come here with so much pressure on their shoulders. A lot of expectation. Skating at home, never easy.
The scores, please, for Aliona McLaughlin.
Well, finally, the scores are coming up.
Their short program scores, please. The total score for Aliona McLaughlin and Rockney Brubaker.
Yeah, way short of their best. There's the deduction.
3.62.
And it would have been so much higher. 30 for technical. 53.62 slots them in second place. It's still the Canadians who lead.
Competing on behalf of China.
Well, these two have won silver medals at World Championships a couple of times, including last year in Gothenburg, but it's their performance, remember, in Turin when she fell so badly on that quad salco and sprained ligaments in her knee and carried on to win the silver medal. It was one of the most, well, it was just about the bravest performance I've ever seen. Here they are, Zhang Dan and Zhang Hao, no relation, but they look joined together the way they skate. Look at that. He just flipped her in the air.
Absolutely brilliant timing on that.
And on that throw triple loop. Spot on the side-by-side salcos as well. Well, when these two first burst on the scene some 7 years ago, and they were all about technical, they weren't that pleasing on the eye, but how that has changed in the intervening years. They've been working with Marina Zweva, a renowned ice dance coach, to help them with that second mark, and boy, has that paid dividends. They are a joy to watch.
Yes, they certainly are. The finesse, the poise, the control, just brilliant. Loved the program. First 3 elements were absolutely superb.
And great to see the North American crowd, both the Canadians and the Americans, on their feet, giving them a standing ovation. It was that good. And I think the greater improvement has been with him. He was the one really, artistically, you thought he's never going to make it. He can do all the technical things, but he's never going to be that pleasing on the eye, and how he's changed that.
This really was a super start. Now that is how to do a triple twist. Doesn't get much better than that. Super elevation. He caught her nice and early. They are setting up the throw, wasn't it? Yeah, difficult entry into the throw triple loop, back outside edge. No hesitation whatsoever. Doesn't even need to pull in. She's got so much elevation there. So over the right foot on the landing. Here's the side-by-side jumps, the side-by-side triple salchos. He glances across just to get the timing right. Look at the speed coming out of that. Wonderful running edges and straight into the next move. The transitions in the program, very, very good indeed. Thought the spins were great. It's a shame that going into the spins, he tends to dip the free leg on the camel, which just detracts from the unison slightly, but wonderful, the changes of speed when they went into the upright positions, slowing the spin down, speeding it back up again, and keeping that unison all the way through. That's going to help them an awful lot.
Well, they've been second too many times for their liking. Twice second in the World Championships, in Calgary and Gothenburg.
The scores, please.
Second in the Olympics as well. It's going to take one heck of a performance in the short program to be above that, that's for sure. We're going to have new leaders, runaway leaders. Will there be runaway leaders at the end? 67-42, look at that, 38 and more for technical. So it's first place at the moment. Still 5 to come. But are we really going to see anything better than that? Zhang Dan, Zhang Hao.
The next pair team represents
Now the couple from Russia who finished in bronze medal position in the European Championships. Sometimes a little inconsistent, but at their best could be their day. Oleg Vasiliev, remember, the Olympic pairs champion back in 1984 with Elena Volova, sends them out. Maria MUKHORTOVA, Maxim, TRANKOV for Russia. More music from Pink Floyd here. Lateral twist there.
He had a bit of trouble stopping the rotation on that one. She was spinning so fast.
Very good, quick as you like into the triple toe loop. Did really well. Throw triple loop. She held on the firm. Just great. What a treat we've had in the last 10 minutes or so. Look at the emotion there. A super performance. Great routine. The Russians standing. These two beaten into second place in Russian nationals by the couple we're going to see later on, called Kavaguti and Alexander Smирnov. But that was nailed, that performance.
Yeah, it certainly was. For me, didn't have the passion of the Chinese. Couldn't really get into the program as well, but boy oh boy, some of those elements were something to behold. Very, very sharp indeed. One question mark I had was on the combination spin. Very quick they were through the changes of position. You've got to hold each position for 2 rotations for it to count, and he was calling those changes right on the cusp of the 2 turns. Don't want to get short on that because you can be throwing points away.
So she really is a fighter. And Oleg Vasiliev would be pretty happy, you'd have thought, with that. The standard is immensely high right now.
Yeah, it certainly is. And here's how it all began for these two. No hesitation into those side-by-side triple toes. Look at the elevation there. Would like to have seen a little more control on the landing, just holding that landing position for perhaps a beat or 2 more. Here she is setting up the triple loop. And again, textbook stuff on the way into that. Keeping it nice and straight. Great line and trajectory all the way through that. Now we get a chance to see the flying entry into the spin. Flying camel position there. Seems Yunus doing good. Slowing the spin down with that change of position, just out of sync a little bit. Perhaps this one down to the sit. Ooh, that was close, really, really close. Great unison.
He'll be all right with it?
I'm not sure. I didn't have 2 actually in the sit position.
It's the Chinese at the moment, comfortable leaders. Still, of course, Pangjing and Tongjian to come. The Canadians, second Russians to go. Ukraine's VOLOSOZHAR and MOROZOV, and then Savchenko and Szolkowy.
Their show program scores, please. The total scores for Maria MUKHORTOVA and Maxim TRANKOV of Russia.
Very good indeed. 66.88. Close to their season's best. Pushing the Zhangs from China, but it's second for Russia at the moment.
Another pair team here competing on behalf of China.
to hear the couple who won the gold medal 3 years ago. Disappointing last year in Gothenburg, out of the medals. Winners of the Grand Prix final this year in Korea, they've been in super form. Pang Jing and Tong Jian. Now they've had the problems. He's had a fever all week, and she had a fall on her back, which apparently still hurts a bit, but forgotten now. Side by side triple toes, just a little stumble there. A huge throw triple loop. Well, of course, they're a class act, and it was very, very good, but there was, for me, something just missing. That final little bit of polish which you associate with them. And for me, I think the Zhangs should still lead, but they are great to watch.
They certainly are, and I think the fact that they've not had ideal preparation for this, if he's been sick and the injury to her, that just showing and just took the edge off the performance, didn't it?
It did.
Nothing you really put your finger on, but just that little bit of polish, that shine, that class that we're used to seeing. And, you know, this really does underline how good these two are. They can do this program in their sleep. Fantastic technically. And a joy to watch. I love the sort of languid style through that bluesy number. Here we go with the toe loops. She just brought hers round a little bit. Bit over the toe rake on the landing there. Spread eagle into the twist. So fast with the rotation through that. And here's the throw. Absolutely no hesitation into this. Mohawk sits on that right back outside edge. Fantastic in the air. Look at the elevation she's got. stops the rotation beautifully. Really good through the spins, making sure they've got all the rotation that they need. She had to recenter the side-by-side spin a little bit.
But I never thought I'd see the day when the Zhangs would be, for me, the better on the second mark than these two, but that's what I felt this evening.
Their short program scores, please.
But it obviously has been a bit of a nightmare. He was
The total
laid pretty low, yeah.
And Jian of China.
65.18.
They are currently in third place.
And they slot in third, and the Russians are in front of them as well as their fellow Chinese. So that is a little disappointing.
A brief intermission while the ice is resurfaced.
Tough to take for these two, but it has been a tough week. And they're still in the shake-up. That's the important thing. If anything goes wrong with the top two and those to come, not far behind, just a couple of marks. So it's the
Bryce Davidson.
Off they go then. Huge cheers. And they come back with the same expression. Jessica DUBE and Bryce Davison. And the music from Coldplay. No, she couldn't hold on to the triple Szolkowy. What a shock.
That's a real pity. She looked almost too relaxed on that. Did everything right at the beginning. Late on the catch on the twist as well.
What a dismount. Just brilliant on the throw triple loop. That was superb. What a lovely routine. A super choice of music with that arrangement of Fix You. But what she couldn't do was fix that first jump. And yet, it's almost like it didn't happen. They still were able to sell the program really well.
Well, that's the mark of a true champion, isn't it? If something goes wrong, put it behind you, keep working away, building the points up, and that's exactly what they did. Such a pity. She did look very, very confident at the start, nice and relaxed, and perhaps too relaxed on that triple salto. Get a chance to see that again. The entry was such that they brought it round the corner an awful long way. Maybe she just got a little bit of swing on it and couldn't stop the rotation. But you're right, Simon, absolutely wonderful program and super choice of music.
Just wonderful imagination to think of that and get that arrangement. What happened here?
Well, she's a little bit out of the circle. She could have done that. Absolutely could have saved that. She'll be kicking herself when she sees that in the slow motion.
I think it surprised her, didn't it? So it was too late to fight.
Yeah, probably didn't get quite as much elevation on the salto as she would have liked. And it just makes it a little uncomfortable on the landing, but a bit sharper. And she could have made that count.
No problems here.
Absolutely.
It took the edge, the mistake on the first jump just took the edge off the program, and yet it's not going to be disastrous mark-wise.
No, they made the rotation, which is absolutely key. The fact that you just step out of the jump is not a disaster by any stretch of the imagination. And the important thing is that they kept working on the remaining 7 elements to build up the marks all the way through the program. And it was a beautiful program, so hopefully the second mark will help them as well. Good transitions throughout the program.
Their short program scores, please. The total score for Jessica DUBE and Bryce DAVISON.
Not good enough, I'm afraid. Not if they're looking to threaten for gold. Fourth place, unchanged at the moment, and the Chinese lead.
They are here representing Russia. Please welcome Yuko Kavaguti and Alexander Smirnov.
So here's Yuko Kavaguti and Alexander Smirnov. 4th last year, silver medalists in the European Championships. Perfect on the side-by-side triple toe loops. And again on the throw triple loop, very impressive start from Yuko and Alexander. This is a dream. Mesmerizing. 2.5 minutes of near perfection from Yuko Kavaguti and Alexander Smyrnov, and for the second time the majority stand to applaud. Just brilliant. I'm not sure, I can't choose between the Zhangs and these two. Both of them in their own way were, well, nigh on perfect.
Yeah, the only error really in this program was on the twist. Could have done with a bit more elevation on that. He caught her a little bit late on that, but apart from that I thought it was super. And she actually did one rotation too many, I think it was. She got the timing wrong coming out of the side-by-side spin. So those little things will add up, but boy oh boy, that was one heck of a program, wasn't it?
She has a look on her face as if she knows she made a little mistake there, and Tamara Mosvina is not the person you want to meet when you've made a mistake.
She may be small, but she's an atom bomb. Here's the side-by-side toe loops. Doesn't get much better than this. Beautiful timing, and look at the unison there. Perfectly matching. Now here's that twist. You see, he catches her just a little bit late here. Didn't get a lot of height on that, and just sneaks the last quarter of rotation there as he puts her down. This was difficult as well because he went off to the right and there wasn't an awful lot of room. Suffering from the lack of width in the arena, just about made it round. The lift, very difficult. The dismount on this, superb. He goes into the spread eagle. There's the mohawk turn. I think after the second turn goes into spread. Stops the rotation there. Starts it again. There's the spread eagle for the dismount. Really good. And look at that extension from her.
Every move stands up to close scrutiny. Well, she has so many world and Olympic champions. Is she going to have another set of world champions here? She saw the potential in Yuko. Born in Aichi in Japan, and came over here, and now very firmly a Russian citizen.
You know that Tamara's focus is on 12 months' time, don't you?
Yes. But what here in LA? It's the Zhangs who lead. Will they in a minute? It's very good. 68.94. Season's best for them. Strong in both sections, the technical and presentation. And they do edge the lead. She doesn't look that thrilled now. She's surprised. I don't think she thought it was going to be like that. That is an amazing expression. She can't believe it. But they are leading.
Carving the perfect figures, pulling off the perfect spins, putting together a performance of pure gold to produce that winning smile. The World Figure Skating Championships from Los Angeles, every night, live on Eurosport.
So it's the Russians who lead now from the Chinese. 2 to go. First from Ukraine, then from Germany. But here are the couple who were desperately disappointing last year. 9th place is no position for these two. What can they do here in LA? Tatiana VOLOSOZHAR and Stanislav MOROZOV. Retired from competitive skating 7 years ago, and then had a chance to skate with Tatiana, and I'll bet he's glad he did. Really in synchronization. Just triple toes. Look at that lift, immense. Full twist. You can do that right along the ring. Wow. Throw triple loop. Just huge. Timing's good. Much more like it from these two. What a change from last year. And after last year, they decided to move from Ukraine across to Germany to be coached by Ingo Steuer, who, of course, looks after the reigning world champions. It was a bold move because obviously they were going to be the number twos in that setup, but it looks like it's benefited them.
Yeah, I think for these two, trending alongside Robin and Aliona has been very, very beneficial. They've no doubt got a real sense of self-belief, and it was a good performance. Slight error on the side-by-side jumps at the beginning. We'll get a chance to look at that again. Certainly look relaxed enough, taking it around the corner, which isn't easy. And she just didn't get enough elevation on that Salco.
She hardly took off.
Well, she took off here, all right.
Boy, did she. Anyone would.
Look at that. But it doesn't get a lot better than that. Really going to suffer from the mistake on the side-by-side jumps at the beginning, which is a shame because 7 out of the 8 elements were very, very good. Here's a look at the throw triple loop. Did the free leg stay off on this? She was mighty high. No double-footed landing.
Yeah, well spotted.
Again, she's going to lose a little bit there. But to be honest, I think the jump was so big, she had to put the left foot down to maintain control.
But it was a very interesting move, and one that does seem to have worked for them. How much we shall see, but I don't think they're going to be threatening a podium position in the short. The standard has been so high, and of course there's still the Germans to come. But it's been a useful draw to go in the penultimate slot.
The total scores for Tatiana.
Not bad. Very good for technical. Despite the mistakes, judges have been kind to them. And they're going to be a long way away. 5th place, but they haven't done themselves too much harm there. 5th place with 1 to go. And here they are, the champions.
The remaining pair teams.
That's how it is at the moment. Very close at the top. 3 outstanding performances. It's the Russians who lead right now, Kavaguti and Smyrnov. But for how long? Here come the world champions, the European champions. They've been the #1 pair for the last couple of years. From Germany, Aliona Savchenko and Robin Szolkowy. Big start, triple toe loop. Oh, immense. Can they really sell this now? This is excellent. Third triple in the side-by-side. Absolutely nailed. Well, that was a World Championship winning performance, and for the third time, the North Americans rise to their feet. First for the Chinese, then for the Russians, and now for the Germans.
They nailed it again, didn't they?
They did. It's been some evening, that's for sure. One of the best pairs short evenings we've had. And they're full of smiles.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen, from Germany?
Amazingly sharp.
Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt, is there? When they go out there, they know that they can do it. As soon as that music starts, as if a switch goes on, a light bulb goes on in their head, and away they go.
Lost in space, the music. The costumes and the routine reflecting the future age. Just great.
You could see in the faces of the audience around the beaming smiles as soon as the music started. It was something that a great way to end the evening. Here's a look at those side-by-side triple toe loops. No hesitation going into that. Perfect unison.
Sometimes they have problems with their individual jumps, but it was nowhere near a problem this evening.
Yeah, they really have been unstoppable in the short program. The elevation on that, just something to behold.
Triple flip.
There's the split twist.
Are they going to finish top of the pile? I think so. It's going to be close, but I think they've got it.
I think they probably will, to be honest with you. The quality of the elements was so good. Almost impossible to compare the Swan to something like this. They get completely contrasting programs, but that was very, very well executed all the way through.
Remember, it's the Chinese first. Zhang Dan, Zhang Hao. Well, it's Kavaguti and Smyrnov first, the Russians, and then the Zhangs. So how are we going to shake up here with the Germans? Are they going to get 70? Oh, 72.30. It wasn't close in the end. They've done it.
This is a new season's best.
They will lead going into the free and will lead by some way. That's great for them, re-establishing themselves as the premier pair in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the
Look at the relief there.
competition here at the World Figure Skating Championships 2000.
Can they do it again? Well, they've got a cushion. Look at that. Some 3.5 marks ahead of Kavaguti and Smирnov. Then Dan ZHANG. They'll be a little disappointed to be that far away, I have to say, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. MUKHORTOVA and TRANKOV fourth, so Germany first, Russia second, China third, Russia fourth. And lower down it will be 13th place. That's not bad for Stacey Kemp and David King. They should be happy with that. You think that DUHAMEL and BUNTIN 8th place. And from 8th upwards we have had some super performances.
Yeah, it really has been a fabulous start to this pairs event. And what a great prospect the free is going to be.
So 25 couples, 24 will make it through to the free. So they're going away very happy. Confirmation that if you're watching back home tonight at 8:50, 9:50, it'll be the men's short program. And those are the programs through the week. The afternoon performances here in Los Angeles, live for you in the evening, and the evening performances recorded and put out early morning, mostly 9 o'clock in the UK, 10 o'clock Central European. Except for Saturday when it's just that little bit earlier. The free dance at 8:30 British time, 9:30 Central European. Ladies free at 6:30 UK. And the gala, you wouldn't want to miss that, would you? Live in its entirety at 10 o'clock UK, 11 o'clock Central European time. Hope you can join us tonight. For now, goodbye.